Hello my viewers and welcome back to my channel. I welcome you to a disturbing examination of Archie Season's ugly face. Now today we confront a shocking incident that underscores the persistent threat of racial harassment in our communities. A brother simply walking through his own neighborhood was subjected to vicious taunts and intimidation by a group of palm-colored men. Their reasoning, they couldn't fathom a black person living among them. Now the footage, though unsettling, exposes the deep-seated prejudices that still plague our society. One assailant wearing a blue t-shirt takes his aggression to an alarming level, retrieving an object resembling a weapon from his car. Now we all know how this might have ended, all because a brother is black. I cannot play that clip here, but yeah, that's what really happened. But from the video I'm going to play, you will see and get what I'm talking about. Now, this incident raises urgent questions. Why can a black man walk freely in his own neighborhood? And why should skin color dictate one's right to belong? We will hear from our community members who refuse to tolerate such bigotry, demanding justice and equality. So join me as we take a look at these videos. I will be right back.
What's going on, buddy?
Nigga done brought a
No, we answered a question.
team out here.
Obviously, he doesn't live here.
The reason why I live here is a private community, so if you don't live here, you need to leave. If you live here, you're visiting a friend, that's fine, just let us know, because you're getting neighbors concerned since you're walking around my house. I'm not walking around your house. Hold on, Steve. You've been past my house 4 times, I don't know you, I've never seen you here before, and you're walking past my house over and over again. So if you live here or you have a friend you're visiting here, that's fine.
I'm not in front of your house.
You're actually following me.
You went up the wrong way. We're just asking a question. You live out here?
I'm a part of the neighborhood.
You're part of the neighborhood? Does that mean you live here? It's simple.
Like, bro, what?
I'm asking a question. You live here? You went up to my wife.
Bro, I didn't go up to your wife, bro. I don't know who you're talking about. Bro. And I think I can walk around my neighborhood.
If you live here. Yeah. So you live here.
Like,
You live here?
you gonna keep asking me the same question
you
over and
haven't
over and
answered yet.
over and over and over. This man following me. This is harassment, right?
You haven't answered yet.
That's harassment, right? That's harassment, right?
I think what you did to my wife, yes.
Look. You followed it.
This is my wife.
You read it up.
I don't know if it's the Haitian in me, but I pray for something like this to happen to me, bro. Am I the only one? Am I the only black person that feel this way? I want something like this to happen to me. I want 4 guys to try to follow me while I'm on camera. Oh my God. Oh my God. I want to be able to just hit that live button and just live stream in front of hundreds of people. Like, yeah, you see these 4 clowns right here? They follow me in the freaking neighborhood because I'm too black for it, apparently. I want those type of problems. I want a Karen how come this doesn't happen to me? I'm one of them black folks that really want that type of smoke. I really want those problems, bro. I wish 4 white dudes would follow me around a nice neighborhood thinking I don't live in it, bro. I wish y'all would do that to me. I would be the worst person to do that to. The worst person to do that to. I need it to happen. I need it to happen.
I'm pretty sure you guys have already seen the video where this young man right here was walking through his own neighborhood and he was being harassed by 3 or 4 thugs, menaces to society. Especially this one right here. This guy right here, this menace to society down there in Sarasota, Florida, actually was accusing him of messing with his wife. And I mean, just making up all kinds of lies. And this was an Ahmaud Arbery type of feeling here. All right. This is what happens. We in our own neighborhoods and they are telling us that we don't belong in our own neighborhoods because we can't afford to live in our own neighborhoods. Then it was at this moment right here where he literally pulled away. So Stephen Correga, you know what you done did? So Sarasota, Florida Police Department, when are we going to put handcuffs on him? Because they're going to file charges. We need charges filed ASAP. We need to see an arrest. We need to see a mugshot. Yeah, we need to see a mugshot of all these instigators out there. Every single one of them. Yes, we need to see mugshots. Still working on this name right here, but we need to see mugshots. Yeah, this young man, just like all the other young men and young ladies that look like us, should have no fear of walking through our own neighborhoods. Hey, good looking out, you guys. I did see where the police down there in Sarasota, Florida said there was no crime done. There's no surprise with that. We already know that you don't even back none of us. You don't back none of us. We already see that. And it's sad and it's a shame. Then you wonder why our community does not trust you nor support you. So we're going to apply pressure a different way. I want to give a shout out to Donish guy. You know, the boy good at what he do. He really good at what he does. But look, Jeffrey Gardner. Oh, Jeff. He works at Equity Lifestyles Properties, right? So I wonder if ELS agrees with their type of mindset. I wonder if ELS, who I'm pretty sure rents or sells to everybody, I hope so, that you don't treat all of everybody like he does, him and his little cohorts, his little thug friends. So now we gotta, yeah, you next. So I did notice that the HOA board down there in that community are these people right here. So I wonder which one is in that green shirt. Is this name right here? Because that's the HOA board. And I did notice also that the young man's mother said that she was afraid to speak up because one of them is on the HOA board. And they may try to take action against her, all because of what their friends did. But we as a village and a community are going to make sure that no action is taken against them. We're going to make sure you don't try to retaliate against these people.
At first, I wasn't going to post this video because I figured it would be everywhere, but then it hit me. I'm only an hour away. And so I thought about it, right? Sometimes us as parents, we move from certain areas because we don't want to be police profiled. We don't want our kids to be police profiled. And so we move into different areas hoping that we don't have the police problems. But what end up happening is people don't realize, like Stefan here, that, yeah, the black jobs, our black jobs, some of us get paid enough to be neighbor. We are now your neighbors. Some of us have black jobs and black businesses, so we're your neighbor. And unfortunately, you don't know us because we go to work, we go home, we handle our business, and we start the day again. We don't come and hang out at your door. We don't knock on your door and offer you cookies. But yes, we're your next door neighbor because some of our black jobs pay more than your job, or some of our black businesses is making money. So yes, we are now your neighbors. So it's sad that in one area you may be police profiled, but then you get over here and people who don't know that black people is doing good is now they're the one that's doing the profiling. And it's just sad. You can't win for losing.
Lately, I go from this and then to this.
Sorry, Obama, I'm a black man and I'm voting for Donald Trump for president, and there is no amount of
I'm having a really hard time now because we as black women protect our men, our black men, so much. And then you hear silly, like, I'm not voting for Kamala, which just is as an excuse to express that they don't like black women. I get really, really apprehensive watching videos of black men now being followed through neighborhoods. I mean, should I jump in? Should I protect them? Or should I say, hey, sorry, but this is kind of what you're asking for. This is what you're asking for to continue. So what I care? I'm at a standstill. I don't know what to do now. I don't know.
I have been able to identify one more of them. Last night, I identified Stephen Correga as the guy who pulled on this black teen for simply walking and existing in his neighborhood.
Now, things are getting weird and dangerous, but it's nothing we've not seen before. We've all seen the video where a brother is walking through his own neighborhood when he's accosted by a group of palm color men who have decided amongst themselves that this young man looks dangerous, he's obviously a threat, and he clearly doesn't belong there. And it's actually by the grace of God that this didn't even end in tragedy, because we know how this always ends. Now, this young man was walking through his neighborhood and he gets in Sarasota, Florida, the same area that was recently hit by not one, but a couple of hurricanes. And people are still digging out, picking up debris, etc. So he decides to go for a walk to try and get cell service and make a phone call in his own neighborhood because his mom lives there. But he is accosted by a group of grown palm color men who amongst themselves have decided that this young man doesn't belong in this neighborhood. And so they start asking him questions. Now they even boxed the young man in so he didn't really have anywhere to go. And I'm assuming it's because this young man is just a teenager. So his stress reflex to all of this was just kind of like to giggle like it was funny. Thank goodness he continued to record the altercation so we all can see it, and it's still alive. Now, there are things that happened in this video that scared the S out of me. Let's start with the guy in the blue t-shirt, who seems to be the biggest aggressor out of all of them. At the end of the video, by the way, he's doing this in front of his kids or somebody's kids. Somebody's kids are watching all of this. Babies, like little kids. Now he rolls up in his white car, hops out of the driver's seat like he's ready to fight. But he opens up his passenger's side door to grab a pew-pew. Now he was going to either try and intimidate this brother. All I know about pew-pews is that when you grab that pew-pew, you better be ready to pew-pew it. And be ready to deal with the consequences, right? Now, he grabbed a pew-pew and it was one of his palm color buddies who had to tackle him to the car, so he didn't actually use it. Now, second thing that I have a problem with, I don't know if things have changed, but the second thing I heard about this situation, and I really hope this changes if it hasn't changed already. Sarasota police have reviewed the incident and has said no crime occurred. Imagine. So you're telling me that the older man who happened to be palm color intimidated, followed, harassed a black man for being in his own neighborhood and no crime has been committed, despite the fact that this young man is probably going to be affected for the rest of his life by this circumstance. I feel Sarasota needs to do something because this is really wrong. Now, just a reminder for everyone unaware, Sarasota County had 2 sundown towns. It was one of the last counties to desegregate in one of the last states to desegregate. Panview School was created to circumvent segregation. Now, the city of Sarasota used to be a black community, but everyone was forced to move to new towns so the palm color families didn't have to walk through Black Bottom to visit family graves. Now, before that, the Seminole Indians were removed during the Trail of Tears. Sarasota was founded by a slave owner, William Henry Whitaker, who fought the Seminoles and claimed Sarasota as a settlement, who helped a Confederate cabinet officer escape to London after the Civil War. Now, Sarasota has always been R to the cyst, and going off of how things are going, it may always be R to the cyst. Now, as America and much of the rest of the world faces the consequences of centuries of racism and police brutality, Sarasota has been among the countless communities staging demonstrations seeking to bridge the divide between the races. Sarasota has every reason to take a knee. Small, southern, and segregated Sarasota County's record regarding its black citizen is historically troubling. Now, America in general, including Sarasota, has not always been great, with black and people of color being relegated to second-class citizenry and often fearful of the very people charged with protecting them. During the 1920s boom years, when Sarasota was flourishing, black members of the community were pressed into service as laborers into the burgeoning building trade, whether they wanted to be or not. Wholesale roundups of black men for the labor force were not uncommon. On October 24, 1925, it was reported in the Sarasota Herald that there were numerous concerns in the city that wages were so high it was difficult to keep laborers. Builders stated that after a day's pay, the workers frittered their money away on gambling and did not return to work. Now, the sheriff sent 3 deputies to the black quarters to round up black men in the pool halls there. 29 men were arrested and charged with idleness. 3 were released after they proved they had steady jobs but were temporarily indisposed. Now, the others were fined $25 plus court costs and put on the road gang to work off the fines. The owner of the establishment was fined $50 for allowing minors inside. Now, from this brief history of Sarasota, we can be surprised that this is still happening in 2024. But guys, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this one. A black teenager harassed by grown men in his own neighborhood, and the Sarasota Police Department says no crime was committed. Let's break it down a little bit. A group of adult men, fueled by racial malice, intimidate a minor simply for walking through his neighborhood. One of them, wearing a blue t-shirt, even retrieves a potential weapon from his car. Isn't this blatant harassment? Isn't this attempted intimidation? How can law enforcement not recognize racial harassment? Do they understand the vulnerability of a minor being targeted? Is the bar for crime set impossibly high? This incident echoes a painful reality. Systemic racism perpetuates inequality. When authorities fail to act, they perpetuate silence and complicity. Sarasota police must reconsider their stance because the community demands a thorough investigation, accountability for the perpetrators, protection for the victim and his family, and mandatory training on racial harassment and bias. I don't know what you guys think, but share your thoughts, your views, your comments in the comment section down below, and let's have a conversation there. Thank you for always watching, and see you in my next video as I bring you another interesting video.